One of the key files used by Windows 2000 XP Startup is the Boot.ini file, or Boot.ini file, I've heard it called. You can go into that and edit it if need be, but remember that it is a hidden file. So in order to unhide it, what you need to do is go into Windows Explorer, and you can do that by going into Start, go into All Programs, your Accessories, and into Windows Explorer. You'll want to hit your root directory, and here you can see here are my files. Go into Tools, Folder Options, and in the View tab, go down here till you see this right here, Hide Protected Operating System Files. It is recommended that you hide them just so nobody goes in there and messes them up, but for our purposes, we need to get in there. So we're going to uncheck that, and I have a warning. Now, as we learned on the event viewer, this is going to show up. The warning is going to show up that somebody tried to change an advanced setting here. So be aware of that. Okay, so it says these files are required to start and run Windows. Deleting or editing them can make your computer inoperable. Are you sure you want to display these files? Yes, we do. This is unchecked. We want to hit Apply and hit OK. And you will notice now that here we have the boot file. Now, for some reason, mine actually does not have the INI on it, but this is the file that we want. And here we go. Here is my boot file. So there's two parts to the Boot.ini file. There's the boot loader section, which contains the number of seconds the system gives the user to select an operating system before it loads the default operating system. This is called a timeout. The default is normally 30 seconds, but as you can see here, it's not going to give me any time at all. It just wants to do what it wants to do. And so my timeout is 3 seconds. The second section that you can see here is operating systems. This lists the operating systems that can be loaded, including the path to the boot partition of each operating system. So here you can see there's the path right there, and here is Windows Microsoft XP Home Edition. All right. Now, it has these little controllers here, these little information piece. The multi, you use that for the first hard drive controller. Disk, use only when booting from an SCSI hard drive. The R disk is use the first hard drive. This is what it's telling it to do. And the partition, use the first partition on the drive. So if for some reason that you want to edit these things, they can be edited now here in Notepad. There's also switches that are used in this, and sometimes there is the fast detect, which you can see right here. And that causes the operating system not to attempt to inspect any peripherals connected to a COM port or a serial port at startup. The other switch, this no execute option, at least that's what it looks like. It's opt-in. This switch is new to Windows XP Service Pack 2 and is used to configure data extension prevention, which stops a program if it tries to use a protected area of memory, which they evidently put into the Service Pack because some viruses attempt to do that. So although you can come in here and edit the Boot.ini file, another way is to go into, let's close that out. We're going to go into My Computer, right click, go into Properties, and in the Advanced tab, you want to take a peek at the Startup and Recovery settings. And here we have the same information. Here's my default operating system, time to display list, 3 seconds. I can change that here if I want to without actually doing it in the Boot.ini file. If you put an extra doohickey inside that Boot.ini file, you could mess up the booting up of your computer. So if you want to make changes, this might be a safer way because it automatically is recorded on the Boot.ini file. So here we have, if you need to actually manually do it, you can also get into the Boot.ini file here. And there it is again. But otherwise here you can make these options to automatically restart, select an administrative alert, write an event to the system log. And there you go if you want to make those changes. Now, one thing I was sort of unsure about was why you'd want to make those changes, and I'm hoping that that is something that I will learn in the future. Thank you.